100% perfection. To reach 100%, that's my target. I couldn't live with anything lower.
What did you think of the games that Michael played?
I think he was what he was. You know, he was a competitor. He was someone who was able to put pressure on every little part of your life.
There's one clip when Michael wasn't happy with a race result. You came walking up the stairs, I think at Silverstone. He banged the front of your cap. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you didn't react. You didn't turn back at him.
The games people play when they're competing.
He was a very hard racer. In Macau, example, with Formula 3 in 1990. I was behind him. He just made an incredibly silly mistake in one high-speed corner, which gave me the opportunity. So easily I come in behind him like that and planning to overtake, and he looks in the mirror and turns a little bit his steering. I touch his rear tire.
Dodging about, and he's caught the back end of Schumacher's car and he slams the wall.
And I'm off.
And that's it, it's all over.
He'd do stuff like, in the press conference, I'd won a race or I'd be in pole position, or I can't remember what it was. And they come to me, and when they're doing that, he'd start up a conversation with Jack or someone like that. So he's chatting away while you're talking. So you'd kind of go, I wasn't talking when you were being interviewed. He was quite adept at dismissing you to the press. And, because I'd endured a lot of his comments, that were not so flattering about me. And I like a fool, rose to the bait. I mean, it's odd because in driver briefings, he and I would have conversations or discuss things and sort of work together on stuff as well. But he was very aloof, he's able to cut himself off. So you couldn't get any connection at all, human connection with him, which I think that's my particular weakness, is that if someone's not showing me some sort of humanity, I kind of get irritated by that a bit. Yeah, I fell for it. I got suckered in.
I saw a lovely quote. He said, Mika Häkkinen was the best opponent I ever had. 100% rivals on track, 100% respect off it. Was he your greatest ever opponent, do you think?
If I looked over the total picture of Michael, in a car and outside of the car, he was just incredible. Great personality, how he was able to motivate the team, to give the commitment of his life. I always thought a little bit that way, there's also life outside of the motor racing. Motor racing is not everything, but Michael was just giving everything. I followed him many times, studying his lines, why he's doing this, way he's using steering. Physically very strong, how he was able to use the tires and the suspension, the loading a car, using just physical power to drive the car. And then his talent included, and how he was thinking, how to balance in the car. The car control, what he had, was amazing.
If it wasn't for Michael, I would never have found out to what height I could go as a racing driver. I had to extend myself beyond what I was capable of. And I won. And there's a picture of him congratulating me after Suzuka. He didn't do that very often. And I think he knew that I'd put up a good performance. And so that's also magnanimous of him.
When he has a chance to win, he won't give up. When he realizes that victory is gone and it's been won fair and square, he's very straightforward and he's happy and congratulates you. And happy about it. But in a way that the game is not over yet. I knew that when we come out of that last Grand Prix, I knew that he's not going home and start relaxing a couple of months and then goes to the first Grand Prix. No. He goes back in the factory. He goes to Fiorano. Michael lost and they knew they weren't good enough. But they knew that what they were doing in their program, they will get there.
You know how much I love Formula One, and we know that you love the Formula One conversations here on High Performance. But the truth is that high performance in F1 isn't just what happens on the track. It's also about consistency. It's about identity. And you know what? Style works the same way. Because the clothes that you wear, they become part of your story. They're the reason that you stand out. And that is why we're so excited to partner with Vestiaire Collective for the launch of their first ever menswear experience. You can now find a curated selection of standout menswear. That's Cartier watches, Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci sneakers, Burberry jackets, all available at up to 80% off retail. And it also goes the other way. If you think it's time to change up your wardrobe, you can sell your own pre-loved treasures with low fees while giving them a new lease of life. And with more than 15 years of authentication expertise, Vestiaire Collective makes buying and selling simple, stylish, and secure. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. Vestiaire Collective, the go-to destination for pre-loved premium menswear styles. To get involved, just click the link in the description to buy or sell men's pre-loved fashion.
Michael Schumacher, the most successful driver in Formula One history, is still critically ill tonight after suffering severe brain injuries when he fell and hit his head while skiing in the French Alps.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, all that hard work, all that success, like everything is in the right place, and it's time to now enjoy your life, you know. And then when I heard that happening, of course I was shocked. It was just sad, of course, thinking about the family of Michael, you know, all this time what is ahead of you. You know, like I said, the motor racing and this racing career is a very short time of your life. Then the real life starts. And Michael, just when his real life starts after motor racing, things like that happening. So it's just terrifying, you know. I think to think about children, it's absolutely terrifying, you know. I don't know how they can. It's so tough to handle it, for sure.